Did you know that behind the magic of Titanic, one of the greatest movies ever made, lies a story filled with both triumph and heartbreak? The actors who brought this incredible tale to life on screen faced their own real-life tragedies that will make you see the movie in a completely different way. Today, we're going to talk about 13 beloved actors from Titanic who are no longer with us. Their stories will touch your heart, inspire you, and show you that even the brightest stars can face the darkest storms. So grab some tissues because this journey through Hollywood's hidden pain is going to be an emotional one. Let's start with Gloria Stewart, the amazing actress who played the elderly Rose. When you watched her tell the story of young Rose and Jack, you were looking at a woman who had lived through almost a century of incredible experiences. Gloria was born way back in 1910, which means she was already 87 years old when she filmed Titanic. Can you imagine being that age and still acting in one of the biggest movies of all time? But Gloria's life wasn't always easy. She started acting in the 1930s when movies were still pretty new. She was in some famous scary movies like The Invisible Man, and for a while she was one of the most popular actresses in Hollywood. But then something sad happened that happens to many actors. She started getting boring roles that didn't show off her amazing talent. Instead of staying in Hollywood and being unhappy, Gloria made a brave choice. She walked away from acting for almost 30 years. During those years away from movies, Gloria discovered she had other talents. She became a painter and fell in love with growing tiny bonsai trees. She said that working with her paintbrushes and taking care of her little plants made her happier than she had ever been as a young actress. Sometimes the best thing we can do is step away from. Bill didn't become famous overnight. Like many actors, he had to work really hard jobs before anyone would give him a chance to act. He built movie sets, worked with props, and even served food to rich people in Beverly Hills restaurants. But Bill never gave up on his dream, and slowly he started getting small parts in movies. Bill became really good friends with director James Cameron, and they worked together on several movies. But working with Cameron wasn't always easy because he wanted everything to be absolutely perfect. During the filming of Titanic, the conditions were really tough. The actors had to work in cold water for hours, and Bill later said it was one of the hardest movies he ever made. What made Bill's story so sad was that he had a weak heart from when he was a child. He had gotten sick with something called rheumatic fever, which damaged his heart. In 2017, when Bill was 61 years old, he went to the hospital to get his heart fixed. The operation was supposed to help him live longer, but something went terribly wrong. Just a few days after the surgery, Bill had a stroke and died. His family was so upset about what happened that they took the hospital to court. They believed the doctors made mistakes that cost Bill his life. Bill was worth about $25 million when he died, but no amount of money could bring back this talented actor who had so much more to give to the world. Bernard Hill played Captain Smith, the brave captain of the Titanic who went down with his ship. Bernard grew up in a very poor family in England, where his dad worked in dangerous coal mines. Acting wasn't something Bernard thought about as a kid. He actually wanted to be a teacher, but a friend convinced him to try acting instead. Bernard became famous in England for playing a character named Yosser Hughes, a man who couldn't find work during a time when many people in England. David's childhood was really tough. His parents got divorced when he was young, and he had to move around a lot between different family members and boarding schools. Never having a stable home as a kid made David feel lonely and sad for much of his life. These difficult experiences helped him understand complicated emotions, which made him a better actor. But it also meant he struggled with depression and anxiety. David played many different types of characters during his long career. He could be a scary villain in one movie and then play Shakespeare's Hamlet in a theater. But even though he was successful, David often felt lonely because his work required him to travel so much. He spent a lot of time away from friends and family, which made his depression worse. In his final years, David got cancer but kept it secret from most people. Even though he was sick, he never stopped working, because acting was the thing he loved most in the world. David died in July 2022, just 5 days before his 81st birthday. He was worth about $3 million, which shows that he cared more about doing work he loved than making lots of money. Bernard Fox played Colonel Archibald Gracie, one of the gentlemen on the Titanic who tried to keep people calm during the disaster. Bernard had been acting since he was a tiny baby. His family were all actors, and he first appeared on stage when he was only 18 months old. Can you imagine being on stage before you could even walk properly? Bernard lived through World War II as a young man in England. He experienced air raid sirens and bombing attacks while his country fought against the Nazis. After the war, he served in the Royal Navy and even fought in the Korean War before coming back to acting. These experiences of real danger and war helped him understand how to play characters who faced scary situations. For more than 70 years, Bernard worked. Elsa spent her whole career playing small parts in movies and TV shows. You might recognize her as the woman in Back to the Future who was trying to save the clock tower. She never became a big star, but she was the kind of reliable actress that directors loved to work with because they knew she would do a great job no matter how small her part was. Elsa often said that it was hard being an actress who wasn't famous. In Hollywood, most of the attention goes to the big stars, while actors like Elsa who play small parts don't get much recognition. But Elsa found satisfaction in knowing that her work helped make movies better, even if most people didn't know her name. Elsa lived to be 91 years old, dying in November 2020 from natural causes. She was worth about $1 million when she died, and she had stayed true to her Jewish faith and remained close to her community throughout her life. Lou Poulter played Isidor Strauss, Ida's husband in the movie. Like his screen wife, Lou's character chose love over his own survival. The scene of the elderly couple holding each other as the ship sank was based on what really happened and became one of the most heartbreaking moments in the entire movie. Lou spent most of his career working in theater and teaching acting rather than being in big Hollywood movies. He loved working on stage in New York, where actors could really show off their skills in front of live audiences. He also directed many plays and helped train new actors. In 1971, Lou became a teacher at CalArts, a famous school for actors. For decades, he taught students who would go on to become successful actors themselves. Some of his students included Don Cheadle and Ed Harris, who are now big movie stars. Lou often said that teaching gave him more joy than acting because he got to watch his students achieve their dreams. Lou was married to his wife Nancy for 64 amazing. The saddest part is that some of these actors died from things that might have been prevented. Bill Paxton's heart surgery complications, the various cancers that claimed several of them, and other health problems that took them away from their families and fans too soon. But there's also something beautiful about their stories. Each of these actors chose to dedicate their lives to bringing characters to life and telling stories that would touch people's hearts. Even when they faced personal struggles, illness, or professional disappointments, they kept working because they believed in the power of storytelling. When you watch Titanic now, knowing what you know about these actors, you might see the movie differently. You might notice the wisdom in Gloria Stewart's performance, knowing she had lived through nearly a century of changes. You might appreciate Bernard Hill's portrayal of the captain even more, knowing how seriously he took the responsibility of playing real historical figures. These 13 actors we've lost represent different generations of Hollywood. Some, like Gloria Stewart, came from the early days of movies when everything was different. Others, like Bill Paxton, were part of the modern era of filmmaking. But they all shared a love for their craft and a dedication to doing good work. Their deaths also remind us how fragile life can be. Fame and success can't protect anyone from illness, accidents, or the simple fact that everyone gets old eventually. But the work these actors did will live on forever. Every time someone watches Titanic, these performers come back to life on screen. It's also worth remembering that many actors never become household names, but they still contribute something important to the movies and TV shows we love. Actors like Elsa Raven and Lou Poulter might not have been superstars, But their small parts helped make Titanic feel. Each of their journeys teaches us something different about following our dreams, dealing with setbacks, and finding what truly makes us happy. They remind us that success isn't just about money or fame, but about doing work that you're proud of and touching other people's lives in a positive way. These actors will always be remembered as part of one of the greatest movies ever made. Their performances helped create a story that has moved millions of people to tears, inspired countless love stories, and reminded us all about the importance of courage, love, and sacrifice. When we watch their final scenes in Titanic, knowing that these talented people are no longer with us, it adds another layer of emotion to an already powerful movie. They gave us their best work, and now their legacy lives on through the characters they brought to life. So the next time you watch Titanic, remember these 13 amazing actors who have passed away. Think about the lives they lived, the challenges they overcame, and the gifts they shared with the world. Their stories are just as compelling as the fictional characters they played, and their memories deserve to be honored and remembered. If this video touched your heart and helped you see Titanic in a new way, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Subscribe to our channel for more emotional stories about the real lives behind your favorite movies. Ring that notification bell so you never miss when we explore the hidden stories of Hollywood's greatest stars. Let us know in the comments which of these actors' stories moved you the most and what other movies you'd like us to explore. Thank you for watching, and remember to keep the memories of these talented performers alive by sharing their stories with others.